Purpose of this video is to show the model sensitivity analysis capability. So I'm going to do a run setup where we're using the sensitivity analysis. We're going to do 45 runs, and we're going to increase this value, the automated requisitioning signal value, from 1. We're going to increment it by 1 every run. So open sense type parameter. We're going to enable sensitivity. We're going to start at 1 and change by 1. And we're going to do that for 45 runs. So what we have here is 6 performance measures at once on the same model, and we have 4 lines, which shows the first 4 runs. And what I'm going to do is show how we can pause the model and grab the data. Okay, so we just lost that last one because it dropped off. But using just this one as an example, so this was the first run and it just dropped off, but we can capture it if we're just a little bit faster. So this is the second run, this is the third run, this is the fourth run, respective X and Y values. And what I can do is, by pausing this, I can take a snapshot of the screen to get this graph. So I've got it here for a future reference to compare against the later runs. And I can just pull this back up. Okay, so sorry. I can also capture all this data and paste it into an Excel spreadsheet. Alright, so I can take that all the way up. I didn't this time, but okay, maybe I can't. I think I got the whole thing. Let's see here. There we go. Okay, so I can go to Excel. And I can paste all that in here. So I've got run 2, X and Y, run 3, run 4. And I can do what I need to do with that supporting data. Okay, going back to the model, let's get rid of that. Okay, so I can go back and begin this back up. It's going to bring up all the graphs for me. And I can get runs. So I've got a new value, some new values over here. So if I click off this, see that one replaced with should be run number 6. Run number 7. And run number 8. Okay, so again, if I'm a little bit faster, I can pause it and do the same thing all over. I can get a screenshot of what this graph looks like, and then I can copy all these values down here. So just to run the model out a little bit, I think what we're going to find on this line is that from the 45-day point on, we're not going to have that much variation in the second part of this line, but we should see this part of the line start to come up, particularly in the clone version of the entire model when the stocks are not on the ground and the automated requisitioning system plays that much more significance. I think on this one the line may stay roughly the same. So we'll watch this just a little bit more. Let's see what our current ARS value is. About 15. So we can do things like taking a screenshot of this graph and comparing it against the other one before we even start getting into a little bit more detail with the weeds of the data. So you see here in this area we can do comparisons on what this value looks like, how we approach that 5.8 line a little bit more aggressively, and then we're at the 5.8 line at 8.8 days versus down here we're not there until looks like 20 some days. So we can do comparisons like that to identify windows and ranges that indicate differences. So that pretty much concludes this video. On the other model, this is the stock on ground model. So with the stock not on ground model, I think particularly with those particular lines, we see an even more aggressive increase in the early days. The greater value this takes. So the longer it takes us to get an automated requisitioning signal, the more drastic that line gets and the more variance we see up front. So that's a rundown of some of the sensitivity analysis and the output that the model can give.